if it's live. Oh, now it says stop. Okay, so now it's live. Every time, I never get that right. So, welcome to my raw food kitchen. I'm Becca King-Reed, and today we're going to make a real basic cracker. This is a really easy cracker to make, and not many ingredients. And it's a really good one to use if you want to really show off what you're putting on the cracker. If it's a cracker for cheese or guacamole or something like that, it's a very basic and plain cracker. A lot of crackers have a lot of flavor of their own, and this cracker really doesn't. So it's a good one to know. And with this kind of a recipe, you can doctor it up, make it your own, add things to it. So I'm just going to get started here. The first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to use flax seeds. This is about 2½ cups of flax seeds, and they've been soaked. And the reason you soak them is when you soak them, they become kind of gelatinous, and that ends up being the binder of your crackers. It's you don't rinse them like most nuts and seeds. You soak and rinse. You don't rinse these. They create their own magic goo that will hold the rest of everything together. You might notice if you ever use buckwheat, buckwheat sort of does that too, and we do rinse buckwheat off. Excuse me, but we're not going to rinse off our flax seeds because that's that is the role we want them to play. We want them to be the goo that holds our crackers together. So instead of using eggs or another kind of a binder in raw food for crackers, we use flax seeds. These are golden flax seeds. They come in other colors, and they're all the same. It's just a matter of what kind of color do you want to use. And today we're using golden flax seeds. Now I'm going to get on. Once I soak them in a jar with the lid on so nothing else gets in there. And you can soak them in a bowl or something else. It's a little hard to get them out of a jar, but once you do, I'll try to show you. See, they're just stuck together. They're just sort of a gooey thing. And this is a very simple recipe. I'm wearing gloves today because I'm going to use my hands in this recipe. You don't have to. You don't like to get your hands dirty. We're going to add some carrot juice, about a cup of carrot juice, and a cup of carrot pulp, and a little bit of pepper. And then we're just going to mix all that together, sort of like you might do with an oatmeal cookie. And we want to get all the carrots distributed. Now you can see it's a little looser as we've added the juice. And this is going to be a really pretty cracker. It'll be kind of orange, and it'll be very smooth. Some crackers you add other things to, they can be a little lumpy, a little less smooth. This makes a really smooth, flat cracker, and it's incredibly easy to make. So the carrot pulp you can get from your juicer. Just juice some carrots, and you'll get carrot pulp that way. You can also make carrot pulp by putting carrots through your food processor. And there we have it. Carrot juice, carrot pulp, a little pepper, and flax seeds, and we're all set to go. So now that we've got our flax seeds all mixed, remove our gloves and start spreading this. So use we're going to dehydrate these, and I have an Excalibur dehydrator, but whatever dehydrator you use, you want to use your grid sheet, put that down, and then use a Teflex sheet or another kind of dehydrator sheet. This is, we're going to spread these crackers on this way. We're going to let them dry for a while. About halfway done, we're going to flip them over and take the Teflex sheet out and then just let them dry the rest of the way on the grid. But this Teflex sheet will keep them from sticking to the grid and from dripping through. Now we want to use about 1/3 of this mixture, which is about 2 cups of cracker mixture. There we go. Now, like I say, you can add other things. You could add onions, you could add garlic, you could add chives, you could add black sesame seeds for a little extra, a little different look to it. You can add other different kind of vegetables. This is a great basic recipe, and then you can make the cracker of your dreams with this. So now we use an offset spatula for this. This is offset like that, and that so you can do this kind of movement. You want to make sure you're going to hold on to your Teflex sheet when you do this. I'm going to spread from the middle out, and you want to get it smooth, and you want it to be the same depth or the same depth all over. So you have a nice, you don't want a fat cracker in the middle or a place that doesn't dry. And you don't want gaps either. So you just keep moving from the middle out, and I'll show you how to square off the edges in a second. This is really, couldn't be simpler. It does take a little while though, sort of it's a Zen thing. Just put on some music and spread your crackers. So you can see, I don't know if you can see, but when it gets thin, you'll be able to see through the, right there. It's a thin spot, and we don't want that, so we'll just go back over that. You can flip this around and just kind of go to the edge. Now these will go in the dehydrator for quite a while. We'll dehydrate them for about 12 hours at about 105, and then you'll flip them over and dry them until they're crisp, which can take up to another 12 hours. So this project takes a while. So sometimes, you know, you can do this on a weekend and make a triple batch, and then you'll have crackers forever. This will make about 120 crackers. So if you want, you have a big family, or you just like crackers, or you like big crackers, then you might want to make a triple batch, and that will be, in the Excalibur holds about 9 trays, well, exactly 9 trays, and so if you made 3 batches, you would be able to dehydrate them all at once. I've almost got it here, and you can see it tears in the middle, and you know you're too thin over there. We've got it's pretty thick on the edges. Okay, so now once you get it to something like this, then we're going to just go along and square up the edges with our spatula. And the one thing you want to do with this is you want to press in and lift up. If you press in and then go away, you just drag it back out again. So press in and lift up. And this is for your own family, so it's up to you how particular you are about making it square. I like to make it square, nice and square, just out of habit, so that I always have pretty square crackers on the edges. Now the other thing you want to do once you get it all squared up and it looks beautiful, then we're going to score it, because it'll be very hard to cut it up when we're done. So what you do is just take your offset spatula and go straight down the middle. If you don't have one, just use a butter knife. Divide it in half, then turn it, divide it in half, and then divide it in half again. And keep doing that until you have the size cracker you want. Now some people, you can make triangular crackers, you can make really large crackers and use them sort of like a little pizza crust. Here we have a cracker that's, you know, like 2.5 by 2.5. I could divide them again and make a long thin cracker, or I could divide them again from the other direction and make something about the size of a Cheez-It or a Cheez-It or a Wheat Thin. That's what you want to do, and that's what I am going to do today, because I'm going to use these for samples for a demonstration that I'm doing later. So there we have it. I don't know if you can see, but there they are, all divided. And I'm going to put them in the dehydrator. So making crackers is as easy as that. You just do it until you run out. 2 cups per Teflon sheet into the dehydrator at 90 degrees for about 12 hours. Take them out, flip them over, take the Teflon sheet off, put them back in for about another 12 hours or until they're crisp. So you can get this recipe at my website. That's www.thefarmersmarketdiet.org, not .com, but .org, and click on at the top on the recipe tab, and you'll find the recipe right there. Thanks. Now I'm going to have to turn this off, and you're going to be watching me do this. Okay, here we go. So